Hi, my name is Cody Wisk, and for my final project for Humanities 163, I decided to do a poster presentation on neoclassical architecture. Neoclassical architecture interests me because I find certain type of architecture such as this interesting due to just the overall design and just little details that go into it. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the certain ways like it was designed or just how it displays neoclassical architecture. Neoclassical architecture is a style produced by the neoclassical movement that began in the mid-18th century. This manifested both in its details as a reaction against the Rococo style and its architectural formulas as an outgrowth of some features of the late Baroque period that we learned about in class. It is seen in many different ways from things neoclassical architecture is seen in many different ways from things such as paintings all the way to the buildings, which I'm talking about today. It is characterized by things such as like scale, geometric forms, Greek and Roman detail, and then columns and just blank walls. So for my first neoclassical architecture up here, I decided to do Capitol Hill. Capitol Hill is the neoclassical architecture which is inspired by scale and geometric forms also, which was meant to be Greek. And then as one looks at the building, it's primarily white, and there's columns everywhere. It's got a large dome at the top, which makes it a perfect example of neoclassical architecture. The next building I have down here is the Somerset House. It displays neoclassical architecture through the domes and just the overall ancient architecture because of the simplicity. The columns and overall design of the building was the very first for its time. And there was nothing seen like this before. And I'm gonna butcher this because I don't really know how to say it, but the Altare della Patria, it's right here. This architecture is influenced by the artistic values of the politics the structure was built in honor of. It was built in honor of Victor Emmanuel, the first king of Italy. The overall design of the building highlights a significant structure to where it's located, which is in Rome, and to further symbolize the unity of the Roman culture and all that. The next neoclassical architecture I have is right here. It's called the Virginia State Capitol. One aspect of the neoclassical architecture that is shown through this building is the tall columns that rise to the full height of the building. The building has a triangular pediments which is displayed at the very top of the roof. And it is a perfect example of what I would say is neoclassical architecture. And then over here on the side, I have the Capitol Hill building being built as sort of a new way that the buildings were built due to back then and the past of when neoclassical architecture was built. But anyways, Capitol Hill was built in about 33 years, and the reason that it took this long is because obviously they didn't have the same tools as we have today. But in reality, it was built faster than most buildings of the past, which would take years and years and years to make, even more than 33 years like the Capitol Hill building. But it was just mainly because of lack of tools, and it's not easy to move stone, obviously, and because of the innovation of almost makeshift cranes and just stronger tools, it was easier for them to build these type of buildings faster and just better. Well, after doing this project on neoclassical architecture, I've realized how many buildings that have this style are popular today, and I just didn't really notice. Because of this project, I believe I've come fonder to the idea and just overall design of different neoclassical architecture as a whole. And I was just really glad that I did my project on this. That's all I have. Thank you for listening.